From the wide open plains and mountains to downtown city streets, the story of our state's history is everywhere, including in the details of some favorite places to grab a cold one. Paul Snyder has spent a lot of time in bars over the last few years. Instead of raising a glass, he's raising his camera, capturing intricate and historic details of some of the state's oldest watering holes.
They are, to me, the icon of the development of Montana.
He's put together images and stories of 40 backbars built in the late 1800s to early 1900s into a book. The title,
Make Mine a Ditch,
refers to the early days of drinking in Montana.
They mixed bourbon, whiskey, which wasn't very good bourbon and whiskey in the first place, with water. And the water was often not very good water, so they called it ditch water and shortened that to ditch.
Paul drove 9,500 miles in 3 years, spanning the state, from the tiny town of Antelope to the iconic century-plus-old New Atlas Bar in Columbus, to the ghost town of Bannock, and to the rare bar design at Norm's News in Kalispell. He estimates there's only about 50 to 55 of these special back bars left in the state. He's captured 40 of them in his book.
I can't play favorites, but there are a number of them that are very impressive.
His appreciation for the ornate designs came from a childhood fascination.
Peeked in through the bar door and saw this huge bar, very much like this one, in the smokehouse bar in Malta. And it grabbed me because the immensity of it, the detail in the woodworking, and it was just beautiful. So that's always been in the back of my mind.
The design may have originally caught his eye, but the story each bar tells has kept him clicking his camera.
When Prohibition came, the bars were hidden, they were put in basements, they were repurposed as showcase for grocery stores or whatever. They went out of circulation. Then in 1933, when Prohibition was repealed, suddenly they became interested in these old bars again, and they came up out of the basements and wherever.
Prohibition, the development of the railroad, woodworking, and local folklore. Paul says this project was an education all the way through.
To realize the work that it took to put these things together, to realize the history that's behind why they were utilized, they were built in the first place, and to appreciate the fact that we still have them as examples of our past.